Hello everyone, good morning, welcome back. Week is going fast and steady. We are just flowing gently with our practice. Good morning, Clive, last person to enter the all. Long time no see. Hope you're all doing well. So another morning, another day of practice. Catherine will guide us, lead us gently. The light touch that is so characteristic to her, teaching through the exploration, the theme of the week, your body, Buddha's body. So the same usual couple of recommendations. If you're here for the first time, hope you didn't have a lot of trouble to come in and feel especially welcome. So we'll have our practice, talk, and the time for Q&A. This streaming platform doesn't allow to have a question box, so it all goes into the chat box. So please mention if you really want to ask a question, just type in capital letters question, then lay out your question. Or you may be willing to come on screen and exchange, speak loud and live your question with Catherine, which would be very nice. We like to see your faces on screen. If you want to do that, just use the little hand icon on the bottom of the screen and I will bring you on. A couple of other things I would like to mention this morning. I've written at the top of the stream, the chat box, but the stream goes so fast, so I just want to quickly highlight just first, just really try to convince you, not convince you, just let you know that this platform is on Sangha Live Connect, and I would really like to love to see you there. Just engage with it. Most of you are already. If some are not still yet, please do just go into the Sangha Live website, create your own profile in Sangha Live Connect, and see all that has happened there. All this momentum here is just being laid out into the Sangha Live Connect page. A lot of things happen. And amongst them, there's what we call the Dharma Book Club, which promotes live Q&A sessions. You can discuss, you can present your books, you can, just lay out quotes and have interaction about it. But we also have live Q&A sessions, and the next one will be led by Deborah Edentov, which most of you know. She's been teaching with Sangha Live, and she will be speaking and answering questions about her latest book, The Luminous Darkness, an Engaged Buddhist Approach to Embracing the Unknown. Speaking about how to navigate uncertainty in our own spiritual path and global concerns like climate change, so many things, other things going on. How to develop resilience with discomfort and fierce compassion. How we can do that when we know the dark side, our own darkness. So if you feel up to it, just give it a look. I will just post the link so that you can, maybe I did that already, I don't know. Yes, I did, but I will put it at the end, the link where you can just click and look at it. Okay, last thing is dana, of course. We solely rely on dana to keep on doing all this, and we want to keep on doing all this. We want to be, here for you, and we love you to be here for us. So maybe I sound a little muffled. Is that better now, Patricia? I've just put my loudest sound. Maybe my voice is a bit muffled today. So we don't have a donate button in this platform, but I've also put out the link, and you can click on it and go through the page, see how much you can, how regularly you can donate to Sangha Life. Whatever you give, however you give, is welcome. Everything is welcome. And if you can't do anything, your presence is welcome and very much appreciated. So stay on with us, enjoy your session, and now I'm going to just fade out and let the stage to Catherine. Thank you.
I don't know if you can hear me. Hi, everyone. Good morning. Aha, I realize I have to speak to be able to see that I'm visible to you. Okay, got it. It's taking me a while to get to grips with this platform, but now I can see the chat in the morning and see people arriving. So yeah, I feel a bit more plugged in. Happy to be with you. Just gonna change my setting. There we go. All right. So let's breathe together, dear Sangha. Let's offer ourselves to practice. I'll say a couple of things. Let's breathe together first, letting your body settle, this body. Excuse me. So I'll offer a couple of things before we go into the formal practice. There were a couple of questions yesterday that I didn't answer, so I think I'll start with those. And I think that hopefully they'll illustrate something and where we're going with this intention of the practice that I'm offering. So it was Lucy. Thank you, Lucy. It says question-ish. Question-ish. Lucy says, my body felt very vibrant, as if to say, I am just as alive as you. I am not separate from you. Then Lucy says, so I'm confused about the statement, you are not your body. The you part confuses me. I can understand the idea of consciousness filling the body, but the sense of a separate you did feel appropriate, but I'm guessing you meant did not feel appropriate. I'm not sure. So the use of you feels like a confusing language construct in the meditation. So I'm just going to take your question, Lucy, for the purposes of seeing a few things, which I hope will be helpful. So in asking the question, how would you like to breathe right now, my love? Or approaching the body as if they are a beloved dance partner, let's say, as the proposition is here. As if the body is someone, something to be cherished, to be known, to be the seat of awakening. And the response was that they were very vibrant, as if the body responds vibrantly, and I am just as alive as you, I'm not separate from you. So first thing, great, wonderful. Let that vibrancy that may respond to the question or may respond to not a question, right? When we notice that vibrancy, the kind of pulsing, alive texture of this whole arena, this is on track for the samatha direction of practice. And just a reminder, the samatha as that practice of steadying, gathering, where our body, our mind, our heart are all on the same page. We're singing together, right? And that's one aspect, one platform of practice. So Lucy says that was beginning to happen. And my encouragement there, before we go to the philosophical piece about identity, is beautiful. Let that vibrancy be felt, be breathed with, let it fill and pervade your whole body so that no part is left out. Right? And that provides, as maybe you know, Lucy, and many others will, kind of basis for well-being, for ease, for insight. And then Lucy says, so I'm confused about the statement, you are not your body. The you part confuses me. So let me go there a little bit. I'm not sure I exactly said you are not your body, but that's a phrase you will hear, of course, in many places. But the you, I absolutely put in there. How would you like to breathe, my love? So I'm positing a you. I'm positing, in that case, not separation, but relationship. So let me put it this way. We can say, we can address someone in relationship and say you. And that is not inherently a separation, a division, a breach, a divide. It's a convention. It's a convention. It's very, very possible to open to different kinds of onenesses, different kinds of non-separatedness, and still be able to enter into the convention of I and thou, I and you, right? Where I would go with it there, Lucy, would be if I'm asking the question, how would you like to breathe right now, my love? And the body kind of responds and there's a vibrancy and aliveness, then let that be the measure of whether the question is helpful or not, right? So if I ask the question and there's aliveness and vibrancy, there's your answer. So the question would be, when we learn how to sincerely engage a question, as we're learning over this week, and we can sense the different responses from the perspective of wisdom, the proposition or the question is this helpful? Is this a helpful way of coming into relationship with the body? How do I know? Philosophically, my mind goes, but is my body myself or not myself, or et cetera, et cetera. But right here and now, does it conduce to more steadying, to more ease, to more gathering, to more harmonizing? So that will be our measure. It's like, what is the effect of this way of attending? Okay, there's always, and in fact, a question that we could bookmark for ourselves for our whole path. What is the effect of this way of attending right now to my body in this relationship, in the way I'm orienting to the world at any level? What is the effect? And then your last piece, so let's go to the philosophy of it. The you part confuses me. It seems like confusing language. So drop the you if it feels confusing. If it's just intellectually confusing, it's fine. But if it is creating separation, you can drop it. Absolutely drop it. It doesn't inherently create separation, remembering that the real measure will be, is it helpful? Does, in fact, even if the body wants to let us know, yes, I am not separate, I am absolutely woven inextricably with the great mystery of things, or with the Dhamma, or with the earth, if that is the response, then that is our answer. And whether we call them you or not, it doesn't matter so much. So this phrase, you are not your body, is again, I don't think I used it exactly like that, but you will hear that a lot. This, when you hear that in Dharma teachings, that we're not our body, it's not offered as a absolute proposition of reality. It's offered, as I understand it, from the Buddha as a way of looking, as a way of approaching the body. And if I approach the body as oh, this is not me. This is not mine. This is not mine. This is not me. That can be an approach to the body that allows us to loosen the clinging to the body. It can allow the body to unbind those tangles, right? Often there's tangles, emotional tangles, mental tangles, energetic tangles, old pattern tangles, tangles of our survival style, where we've either hardened or tightened or numbed or kind of puffed out. Those kind of tangles, when we approach the body with, this is not me or mine. And when that approach of not me or mine is infused with kindness, then it's like we take our hands off, we leave ourselves alone in the best possible sense. In the best possible sense. We're close, we're intimate, we're interested, and the body, which is not separate, as Lucy points out, and as we are moving towards knowing more and more, the body can start to unbind and loosen. The chitta, the heart, can start to loosen and unbind. If you remember someone the other day who came on, and it's like, when I approach in this way, some of the tears, some of the pain can start to surface. Usually happens when we can start to loosen and unbind. Yeah. So this unbinding is what the Buddha is interested in. The unbinding of the sense of self and the sense of other and the sense of world. Yes. Unbinding that, and wisdom is born out of seeing what is the effect of this way of paying attention. There's always a way of paying attention. There's always an approach to the body. We cannot not be in relationship. We're relational beings. So what is the effect of this asking the question in this way? And let me linger long enough with the response, with the breath, with the body, with the awareness. Let me linger long enough to wait. Let me practice long enough to be able to see for myself. Does this conduce to more gathering, to more steadying, to more ease? And within that field, yes, the pain may surface. Yes, the patterning may come to the fore. But we have a ground, a steadying. We have the earth beneath us and ourselves as an expression of that earth, as a steady presence for the loosening and the freeing up of the tangle of self. So I hope that's helpful, Lucy, and happy to come back on it more if you're here today. So yeah, that's some Caroline's written in the chat. So the proposition is not you are not your body. There's a reality statement, or but what is the effect of regarding the body as not me or mine? Does it conduce to unbinding? Yeah, and we could say yes, we're not our body because it belongs to the nature of things, right? We could say we're not our body because it's not in my control. She's not there to do my bidding. The kind of wrong views of the body are that this one should, satisfy me, should make me valued by others, should, or I kind of pull it around to do my bidding in this world. There's lots of sort of unconscious ways of attending to the body, unconscious views of attending to the body. And the proposition, how would it be to consider this body is not me or mine? And when we treat another, let's say, in relationship, they're not me or mine. It doesn't mean we lose interest. It's like I take my hands off them. When I approach my partner, And I think I need to fix that about him and organize that. And yeah, it's like my hands are all busy in there. If I see he's not me or mine, my hands open. I breathe out. I loosen. And most importantly, he's not under pressure in that moment. Yeah, same with our body. We are always coming in relationship. And I'll end with this one thought. Somebody once asked Ajahn Sachito, who's a beautiful monk. He's British. He's in the Thai forest tradition, senior monk, many, many, many years of really dedicated practice, and self-declared as someone who was in the beginning very much more in his head and related to the body that way. And now he's really a body, which includes the head, right? When that's not a separate thing, but really beautiful embodied being. And they have a practice. He has a practice of bowing every morning to the Buddha images, bowing, chanting. And he says he takes himself from his bed to the altar, or maybe he gets up, I don't know what he does, but it's the first thing he does. He goes and makes offerings, sits in front of the Buddha images. And somebody said, why do you do that? Why do you do that practice every morning? And he says, because I want to check out where I am in relationship. I wake up in the morning, we're not always delighted to come into the world, or maybe we're really thrilled and can't wait to get back into it. He says, I check out where I am in relationship. There is always a relationship. Even if the mind is really super, super, super quiet, in our meditation with our body, breathing in and out, there's always a relationship. And we can go there if, we can go into that discussion about there's always a relationship. In oneness, in unbinding, in liberation, there is still relationship. Yeah. It doesn't imply separation on its own. It can often be that way because when we see other, we cling, we push and pull. But as that push and pull softens and the world softens and the self softens, we're still asked and we still invariably come into relationship. So it was Ajahn Sachito. I can write that in the chat. Ajahn is teacher, I think. Okay. So I'm going to guide us in this morning, and the offering is I'll guide us in from a wide angle and from the sense of the earth below. And the question that we've been exploring the last few days can just be really, really occasional light pulse to support the mind and to find an approach that is beautiful. And I will invite us to ask really, really light questions of the body, like how close would you like me to be right now? Do you want me to come in really, 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 really close to the breath? Or would you like it if I'm a little bit further out? Right? And we can sense the response. If somebody dives on us and like wants to get into questioning us or in any way, it can just feel a little bit too much. And that may be what some of you are noticing. That's really important feedback. It's like back off a little bit, back off a little bit. Right? But if we back off so much, now that can be a beautiful practice that we open to the wide awareness. Beautiful. But the proposition here is, can I play with agility, with my way of looking, with my way of relating, that I'm able to at times come in really close, at times go really, really wide, at times come in just around the edges of this arena, let's say, that our way of attending becomes agile, intelligent, and that we can open to wide awareness, we can come in really close, And all of that spectrum, the whole spectrum, can become lithe, agile, intelligent, because we need it all. And wisdom, the awakening of the Buddha will have all of that, have that agility and wisdom to know what is needed right now. What is the effect of this way of attending? Okay. So finally, before I guide us in, the very light view. So each morning I've offered a different view of the body. Intelligent partner, a seat of awakening, precious, cherished human birth. And today I offer the view for us of how would it be to very, very lightly consider this body as an outcropping of the earth, right? So as an outcropping, the way that if you come onto Dartmoor, you see these tors, these rocks that are kind of built up. There's Dartmoor, and then there's these kind of rocks that sort of outcrop. They're little outcrops of rocks on the earth. And we too could see our body usefully, helpfully perhaps. What would it be that it is not me or mine? Nothing is me or mine, ultimately. But what's the effect of the view that this body is an outcropping of nature? Okay, so dear Sangha, please find a seat that is respectful to where your body is right now this morning. And before you close the eyes, open your awareness to the Sangha, 127 of us. Like taking us in as all these 127 little outcroppings. It's a really great practice, you know. Being in the social realm with humans can bring up a lot of things, right? But if we come and view, oh look, here's a little outcropping as I go down my post office in the morning, it has a really different effect. Check it out, practice it if you like. So opening to the Sangha. And breathing out, letting the weight of your backside drop into the ground, into your seat, like let the flesh kind of drop. Offering your weight back to the earth. Let the arms be soft, the hands soft. And let the flesh and the bones of your thighs be weighty. Imagine your thighs could fill with attention, that they could be pervaded with attention, nourished, filled, steeped, saturated. And if you're near the ground, or if you're not, then use your foot on the ground. But placing your hand on the ground, and imagine yourself into the gesture of the Buddha, who reached down to touch the earth, and ask her, ask her to bear witness to his right to awaken. He came into relationship with the earth, with his need. for support. And imagining with me, if you will, that from that earth base, your body rises up like a little outcropping of, I don't know, rocks or trees. Or we belong to the earth. Our body is earth element, water, air, heat. What would it be this morning to find an approach to the body where we see and sense her as an outcropping of the earth? How would we approach right now? Do you want to come in? Does the body want you to come in a little closer? Or maybe a little further away? What feels good as an approach? Where can you bring your attention that allows your body to be natural? And if it might be helpful, or if you're just really interested to carry on with the question, what kind of breath would you like to breathe, my love? Then let that be your practice. Finding the ways to ask that question that allow the body to be natural, to slowly gather the aliveness, the presence. It can be a beautiful question to learn the agility of knowing the time to come in closer, intimate, deep, penetrating attention with the body, and to know the time to widen, to soften, to take our hands off. relating to this body as an outcropping of the earth. Steady, alive. Breathing out and breathing in. And where is your mind now? And if you notice you get spaced out or very vague, then bring in the question, how would you like to breathe right now? To the intelligent partner, to this outcropping of nature, to this body as a seat of awakening. And in the last minute of the sitting, before you open your eyes, experiment with slowly opening them as if you are seeing from deep inside the body, as if you, as an outcropping of the earth, were seeing from deep within the earth. And as the eyes slowly come to open, let the sights and colors and forms come to you without you needing to go anywhere. And if your eyes are interested, or if you're interested to see the image of Kuan Yin behind me, the larger figure, in the posture of royal ease. This posture that is deeply intimate with their own body, and with the cries of the world. Relaxed and yet very engaged. And if you're gazing upon her, then check out what is the effect in your location. Does it conduce to settling, to ease, to insight? Thank you for your practice. So really open and interested to hear your comments or further questions or of any of the things that happened in your practice, or to pick up from what I spoke about this morning. It'd be great to hear from you, and I just need to adjust my posture. And if you would like to or willing to come on, it would be lovely to speak with someone directly as well. Yeah, so how's it going? Okay, thanks, Kaz. From Kaz, the question, I'm not my body, this is not me, hasn't helped me previously. It feels to me like I then pressure a me separate and solid. I find that feeling into the body, an ignored aspect of self, focusing internally, is a deepening of awareness that loosens the identification, the me-ness. We'll listen again. Good. It's good. So if I'm hearing you correctly, that the lens, not me, not mine, hasn't helped previously. So it's really good to know. And it sounds like you're saying, okay, very good. So maybe I can speak to that actually. So when the Buddha posits the way of looking of not me or mine, he's not saying you're not your body, you're not your thoughts, you're not your feelings, you're not your patterning, you are something else. He's not. He's saying no thing whatsoever should be regarded as I or me or mine. So actually, what I can do is read this little piece I had brought with me from the sutta, where he's applying this idea to everything. And you'll see that he's not positing a solid separate self apart from that. It's even that. So when we're looking through the lens of not me or mine towards the body, and it seems to suggest there's a solid me who's doing the looking, that too is not me or mine. Not me or mine. It really allows the whole thing to loosen. So just very briefly here from the text, just a sentence or two. He's saying a practitioner who is in training, who is still aspiring to the goal, who is still aspiring to the supreme security from bondage. He should not think of himself as of the body, nor should he conceive himself in the body, nor should he conceive himself apart from the body. And he should not conceive body to be mine. Why is that? So that he may fully understand it. So it's true that when we start with that lens of not me or mine, it could suggest that there's some solid one who's doing that. That too, you know, as we go deeper with practice, can unbind. Thanks, Kaz. Any other questions, dear Sangha? Or anyone willing to come on? Or any comments, actually, as we go to the last day tomorrow, where I'll introduce a little bit more the title, Your Body, Buddha's Body. You know, this approach that I'm offering is opening different ideas of the body to loosen some of the habitual default ones, and opening the possibility of seeing this not only as the seat for the possibility of awakening, but right here and now, what would it be to regard this body as Buddha's body? And I'll say a little bit more of why there's a premise for that in the teachings and why that could be helpful. Question, I am not my body. Is that related to dying and the body going back to earth? Yes, thank you. It's related to the Buddha wanting to point to where can we find security? Where can we actually know a ground that isn't of something that isn't going to change? And yeah, we can look into that. So the body is not a place we can finally make our home. All right, it can't finally take it as mine, because indeed it will die and decay and go back to the earth. And I know, you know, even people who really have a really beautiful relationship with their body and can allow it to be filled with consciousness, and then later in their life getting sick and saying, wow, I didn't realize I was still taking this body to be mine, and now I'm really, really working with that. So it's not only a preparation for sickness and death, it's also allows and conduces to an unbinding here and now. But yes, absolutely, it doesn't belong to us. Thank you, Catherine, for suggesting seeing oneself as an outcrop of the earth. It gave rise to a strong sense of respect for the body. And also I saw breath as her bounty, a gift for growth and connection. Yeah, thank you. So as we loosen the habitual senses of self, and whether we go in via not me nor mine, or open another view of the body, it can loosen the grip. As we loosen the grip, we can actually also see the benevolence, the gift, the mystery, the beauty, the bounty. Yeah, thank you. So there's a question. I just want to keep track of the time. Hold on a sec. Okay. Question. Who is the statue behind me? So the big one, the white one, they are known as Kuan Yin. And you'll find them in the Chinese tradition and other East Asian traditions. And they also are a kind of derivation from a image from the Tibetan tradition called Avalokiteshvara. So the idea is that they are an embodiment, a representation of different aspects of awakening, these images. And this one, Kuan Yin, she is said to hear the cries of the world and pour her healing balsam on them. So she's a bodhisattva of compassion. She can be intimate with the depth of the cry. And because of the awakening, she's not bound by that. She's not defined by that. And therefore her response can be appropriate. Like when we're bound by the cry, our own or the others, meaning we cling to it, meaning we need to fix it or move away from it, then we can't hear the cry, really. And then our response will be more compromised. And from her seat, you can see it, from her seat of royal ease, it's called. She has one leg up and one leg on the earth, sort of ready to move into action, but also deeply, deeply at rest. From this seat, then her response can be appropriate to the need. Question, kind of. My body started and said very kindly, "Come back, my love." But when you say sometimes she, he, they, this is what I don't understand to what it means. So when I put the pronouns on there, if that's not helpful, what you can hear my language, my questions, as kind of poetic suggestions. They don't have to be kind of literalized. Oh, does that mean my body is one of these or one of those? They can be like poetic ideas that you bring in. So, Adil, what I would say is when your body said very kindly, "Come back, my love." Beautiful, beautiful. Your body is beckoning you back. Beautiful. And I'm attributing pronouns at times because it can also loosen sometimes the tendency of us moderns and to treat the body as an it, to treat it as if it has no intelligence. So the pronouns are kind of to counter the it objectifying that we can do. Okay, so we've come to 8 o'clock. I'll pick up Clive's question and pick it up tomorrow. Yes. Be well and see what it's like to go down the post office and entertain the idea these other bodies also as outcroppings of the earth. It can be a really sweet way to view our fellow humans. Okay, bye-bye.